Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Parcaut.
I'm Mike Kelly.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're here.
That's right. And if you don't know, this is an extension of Real Estate Jerky, the radio show. However, our opinions are not that of the radio show or of the brand that's on here. And so when we actually state something, it's something that we have come across in our life that has affected us.
Personal experience
yes,
actually happened to us.
Yes. Because what happened is, just if you don't know, we had a show last week about home warranties, and I guess Mike said a few things.
I was sharing my frustration with my one of my best friend neighbors across the street, and then sharing my experiences,
your stories,
of the past.
Your story.
So we're factual and true.
Right. But I mean, and let me just full disclosure, I've had 5 or 6 home warranty things. Most of them went okay. I'd say 50% of them. And I'm not on home warranties work for certain things. With my biggest thing that happened, it was a problem I didn't know about right away. It was later. So it's not it's just your opinion, our opinion. You need to figure it out for yourself. But a few of them reached out to us. Some like, okay, what are your stories? Other ones were not so nice. And I've asked all of them to come on and say their side. So we'll see if they do that.
Yeah. It was interesting. The phone call I got, it was very pleasant, and I want to know your stories and how can I, as a new representative, be better, stuff like that. So
Right.
Willing to learn, wanting to talk about it. And then I didn't have any interaction with the one you did.
Right. No, because they probably felt more comfortable that I'd be more nicer.
You?
Yeah, that's what my wife says. Everybody thinks that's the mean one, but I'm the mean one.
Yeah.
He's a nice one.
Yeah,
no, the whole thing, everybody needs to be able to say what they feel,
right,
how they feel,
and
how
share their experience,
so we can fix this industry if there is an issue to fix. Constantly, when we talk bad about real estate agents or loan officer, how bad they are, nobody reaches out to us, tell us how much slander we're doing. By the way, you might want to look up definition. We're not here to slander anybody. We're not here to
share our experiences.
That's all we're doing.
Fix the issue.
Correct. And hopefully a few of them will come on and talk about how they've done that.
Yeah.
That's all we care about. Anyway, make your own decision. All right, let's move on to the markets before we get canceled.
A beautiful weekend this weekend.
It was nice.
Some rain last night, right?
It was actually rain during the day.
When?
One of the days it rained during the day. It was like sunny and clouded, and then it was like raining in my backyard.
Must have been yesterday.
Yeah, must have been.
I was with friends watching the abysmal football game, in my opinion, because I've been a Niner fan for I'm 61, so 50.
Since you can remember.
Well, since I was 5, so 56 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
That's my math.
Yeah. And in that 56 years, how many times they made it to the Super Bowl?
Quite a bit, actually. I mean, what did they win?
How many?
3, 4, 5 times?
Aren't
they four
so
time
in
winners?
51 years.
Well, the percentages are crap, but you tell me about.
I don't want to talk because I've been a Denver fan for as long as I can remember, and I have the same problem.
What you got? Two?
No, we got more than that, but thank you for that. No, I mean, Jerry,
you don't remember well when you're not really a crazy fan.
Right. But I mean, the 49ers had some great people, Joe Montana and that whole
Steve Young.
That whole
Jerry
series.
Rice.
And before that, they were going back to back. But, the Eagles just had a little bit better of a team, and they were playing with their, I think, first string quarterback
the whole game.
Yeah, I think so.
Not their fourth.
No.
And their offensive line and their defensive line looked really good. Their defense put a lot of pressure. Our defense didn't really show up, did it?
Yeah, well, that was like when Manning got back to back to the Super Bowl and he didn't show up. It's like, what happened to you, Manning? You're not here.
Everybody gets it
Manning,
off day.
By the way, and the Denver Broncos, and then the next year it was okay.
Yeah.
But let's move on to football. Let's get away from football.
Let's move away from football.
That's right. Let's talk about the market. All right. So this week, stocks and mortgage bonds are a little bit lower ahead of action-packed week, which has to do with the Fed and jobs report. We're thinking that the Fed's going to hike 25 basis points, bring the rate from 3.5 to
3.75
3.75 on Wednesday. If that happens, then everything's going to stay the same status quo. If they don't, if they do more, we have no idea. We just don't, because we've never been here before.
No,
we've been here when Fed has hiked, and we've been here with this, but because of our situation where they spent so much money and we were this situation, this is where we're at. So, and we don't know what's going to happen in March. That's the next time they're going to meet. You got the ECB, which is European Central Bank, and Bank of England expected to hike their rates 50 basis points this week. I'm just going to go through a little bit what's going on.
Yeah.
They're kind of less likely to have reached their limit and started, because they started tightening much later. We started tightening a lot sooner.
Earlier, yeah.
Well, not as soon as we should have.
Yeah.
And then inflation would have been more in check. But next,
Maybe.
it's good. The comments are the crucial market movers, right? So not necessarily what has happened, but what he says afterwards.
It's interesting to see the bond market react to the hike in the basis points, and then react to when he opens his mouth, and they're completely opposite.
Well, because what he's talking about could save for the future and what they plan on.
Yeah.
You have these job reports coming out Wednesday and Friday.
ADP, BLS. Yeah. What is that?
That's a basic life support system.
Oh,
80. Anyway, they're expected to see around 175,000 new jobs in January. The BCL's unemployment rate to rise 3.6%, hourly earnings to drop. All this stuff is coming out, and the problem is I'm going to go through it, but we really don't know what's going to happen,
right?
Because we've never been in a situation where 89 million people quit working in the last 3 years,
right?
Have 10 million jobs still available, and all this other stuff going on. So basically what we're telling everybody is float into the week. So anyway, so that's our biggest issue. We have no idea.
Yeah.
We keep saying it's one thing we do know is there's going to be a major change in May to June,
right?
When that CPI and PPI comes out. Right now, we have no idea. If you are happy with the house you can get and the right price and
the interest rate is soothing,
or you can get a buy down. Every agent I hear as they're talking to buyers are saying we'll get some closing costs to buy down. Had a lady over yesterday watching the game, and she's selling her house, and she's like, I want to put 20 grand aside for them to be able to buy down their rate and pay their closing costs.
Well, that's awfully nice of her.
Okay. That works, because she wants to sell her house and get out of here.
Right. Where's she going? Another state?
Yeah. Someplace I would not want to live.
With the large
it's
mosquitoes?
Close to Arkansas. It's close to Texas. So is it Missouri?
The place with the large mosquitoes that take babies away?
Yeah. Do you have a screened-in porch? No, but we're getting one.
Yeah, you are.
And a screened-in pool.
Any type of outside.
And a screened-in pool. And a screened-in yard.
Florida is big for that. They have the big.
Well, there's a reason.
Well, yeah. It's their weather.
or their bugs. Big bugs. It's like, you go to Mexico, and sometimes if you have a house down there, you have these huge cockroaches that get in no matter what you do. Because that's where they live.
Are they the Madagascar hissing cockroaches?
I don't know. Just don't step on because you keep moving.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't keep moving. You gotta stick.
No, you move with them because you don't.
Oh, it's just lots of guts. Yeah, slippery.
Or I'm just saying they keep moving because you don't do anything to them because they're so big.
Yeah, I saw a lot of agents having open houses this weekend, and I hope they got visited by a lot of people and put those properties into contract.
I still think some people are a little nervous still, but it's getting better. That's the whole thing. I'm hearing a huge change.
The whole vibe when in talking with realtors is better.
Right,
is more positive. They're not, oh, poor me. They're actually working and finding out that they're able to put things into escrow. I was talking with a couple of appraisers this weekend, and they said, oh my gosh, from 2 weeks ago to last week, they said, I don't know what happened, but it went from I had very little, like 1 or 2 appraisals, to now I've got 15 to do. So that's a nice sign for the market as well. And
it all has to do with getting properties on the market to sell too.
Exactly.
There's not enough properties. We talked about this before. People don't have to move. So when they have to, they'll put their house on the market.
And if you're unfortunate enough to have properties that are ready to list, listed, but not ready to be on the market, make sure they're in great shape when you hit the market, because I believe they'll sell quickly if you're priced right.
Right.
Very
And
quickly.
I talked to a past client I saw when I was walking on yesterday, and I was talking about the whole situation. And they're like, the government's just in the way of us putting properties together to create housing tracts and all this. The cost for the government to allow us to do the build is where the money cost is. It's just ridiculous.
I think the American public is always better off with less government.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about the cost to
Yes,
like permits and all that other
crap.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then what the government keeps adding on, you know, what we have to have on our house and this and that. But we want affordable housing.
Yep. Well, and you know, I believe very greatly. I'm starting to sound like Trump, because I can't put a sentence together. But I believe with the bottom of my heart that instead of increasing fees, cut fees,
Mhm.
and then cut some of the services that you provide. It's the hardest thing in the world to do. But
What do you mean? What services?
Oh, any FLAC service, any service that could be done better by the public, by the private sector.
You mean like mail?
No, that can't. Well, yeah, that could probably
post
be
office.
That could be done better.
That thing is getting so expensive for a stamp.
talking
Before
about-
you know it, it'll be $2 for a mail and an
I'm
envelope.
talking about maybe a lot of the political, feel good, happy, slappy services that, if privatized, could probably be done better for less dollars. It's the hardest thing in the world to say, I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut that, I'm going to cut this. But you can't just keep raising taxes and raising fees on things to cover the extemporaneous stuff that you want to do because it makes you feel good.
Right. And the problem is they're using other people's money to do it.
Yeah. And anything that is paid for by the government is
not paid for by the government.
Is yours and my money.
It's paid by taxpayers.
That's poorly spent.
Right.
Not on everything. There are
like
some
what?
things they may do well. I have no clue.
Well, no, I'm just.
But I mean, some services are absolutely necessary, but some services are probably redundant and can probably be done better in the private sector.
Or just not done at all.
Or just not at all.
The problem is once you do some type of giveaway to somebody in some service,
and then you stop it,
you can't stop it.
Yeah.
And that's why they try to push certain things through with a 3-year only, and then it's there forever. So
welfare was supposed to be a short-term fix. It wasn't supposed to last forever.
Yeah, but they're trying to make that like a minimum income for everybody across the board. It's like, are we a capitalist society, or are we a socialist society?
Yeah.
Or are we a communist society? We need to figure all this out.
Well, you remember when Bill and Al were in the office, and they said you're gonna have so long to be on welfare, but you have to work to get off of it. That probably worked. Was he 2 terms? Yeah, 2 terms. Yeah.
That was when they were Democrats.
Yeah. Well, they still are Democrats.
Well, no, they actually support certain things
right.
of what the past Democrats support.
Well, instead of the infighting on the 2 extreme sides.
Well, and that we don't want to get political, but there's just
did.
so much infighting no matter which side you're on. Why don't we just get along? We're all pretty much all in the middle.
Yeah.
You just have the little slight fringes.
Get some work done.
It's like I had somebody reach out to me to take down a video I did of theirs and the radio show. Because he was running, she or he or whatever was running for certain things, and they're like, "Can you take this down because I'm now working and I don't want to be discriminated against?" And I was like, "That is really bad when you have to take down what you believe. Not that you said anything crazy, you just wanted to run for a certain office, and now we have to take things down because you're afraid of getting discriminated against."
The media, the general media, or the
I'm just doing a generalization because I don't want to say.
No, I know, I got it.
But that's just where the problem. And I was like, you know what? That's what's wrong with this world, where you can't state how you feel.
Disgusting. Yeah.
And the other people go, okay, well, that's how you feel. That's not how I feel. Let's move on. Hey, let's go get a beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about something else.
Just can't do that. Chug test.
Chug.
Would I like to have a beer with you? That's how you do life.
Yeah. So I got to get going.
All right. Me too. But don't see. So it's all about you.
It's all about me.
All right. Make it a great day. Rates are going to continue to get better over time. We're going to see influx. We're going to see fluctuations throughout weeks and days and whatever, higher, lower, whatever.
Yep.
If you're happy with the rate, lock it. If you're happy and it,
clap your hands. If you're happy with your rate, clap your hands.
If you're happy with your rate, lock it and move on. You have more of a chance to lose than to win.
Whoa, that's deep.
No, it's just the way it is. Just things can get worse before they get better.
Yeah. And shorten your escrows.
Yes.
And
3
your real
weeks or
monthly
less.
payment all on your phone.
All right.
All right, I really got to go.
Yeah. Everybody make it a great day, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Enjoy these 2 days till we speak with you again.
That's right.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Au revoir.